Hey guys, Alec DeLelio here, back with another guitar lesson. Today we're going to be covering 1238 by Childish Gambino off of his new album 3:15:20. I recently made an acoustic cover of the song, so feel free to check that out if you haven't already. But just to give you a preview of what we're going to be learning today, we've got two sections to this song. A lot of it is just these two chords here. You stay on those for a while, and then there's another section that goes like this. So I'm going to break all that down for you guys today, and we're going to review all of those chords. There are only 6 chords that you need to know to play this song. They're all going to be tabbed out in the description of this video for you guys to review as we go along. And if you guys find this video helpful, if you like it, feel free to leave me a comment with requests, like the video, subscribe. It all helps out the channel a lot, and I appreciate you guys. But just to dive in, like I said, this section here, a lot of the song is just those 2 chords, so I want to review those first. To start out, we have a G7 here. I'm playing that with my root note on the 10th fret of the A string. That's a G. Barring the top 5 strings here. And I've got my ring finger and my pinky finger both on the 12th fret on the 4th and 2nd strings, respectively. So that's the chord. But as you might have noticed, I'm actually doing this hammer on here. And so that actually adds a lot of flavor to the chord. I think it makes it sound a lot more interesting if you play it that way. So the way I'm doing that is I'm actually starting out with my pinky lifted up, and I'm starting with my middle finger on the 11th fret of the 2nd string here. You might recognize that chord shape. That's actually a G minor 7. So I'm essentially just doing a hammer-on from the G minor 7 into the G7, right? When you go from the 11th to the 12th fret here on the B string, that changes the chord from a minor 7 to a dominant 7. So practice that. I think it sounds great. I personally have a bit of an easier time getting the full sound of that hammer-on when I finger pick here rather than strumming, but you can try it either way, whatever you prefer. But that's the first chord, and then from there we have this what is this chord again? This is a C7 sus. So I'm playing this with the root note on the 8th fret of the low E string. That's a C. I'm muting the A string, so nothing is being played on the A string. Muting that with my index finger here. And my middle finger and my ring finger are stacked on the 10th fret of the 4th and 3rd strings. And then my pinky comes out just past them here on the 11th fret of the B string, or the 2nd string. So altogether that's... So the song actually starts out there. There's kind of an 8-bar or 8-phrase loop that goes throughout the song, at least throughout the verse section of the song. So you'll play that 4 times. 2. And you'll hang there for a while. So that was twice. 2 more times. That was the 4th time. And so after the 4th time through, just playing those 2 chords, you go into this next section, which, again, that has it's a 4-part phrase. So the first part is the same 2 chords as before, but rather than just hanging on the C7 sus, it goes into an F major. And this is a pretty natural transition here, because you'll notice my middle and ring fingers actually stay exactly where they were on the C7 sus. The only things that change here your index finger moves from the E string, the low E string, or the 6th string, to the 5th string, still on the 8th fret, and your pinky moves from the 11th fret to the 10th fret. So again, that phrase is. From there, we again are going to start out G7, C7 sus, but now we go down to, and so this is a D7 out of a D7 sus. So you're going to start, both of these chords are rooted on the 5th fret of the A string here. So you have your 5th fret barred from the 5th string down, ring finger on the 7th fret of the D string, pinky starts out on the 8th fret of the B string, and then comes down to the 7th fret. So when your pinky's up here on the 8th, that's D7 sus, and it comes down to just a normal D7. So just to recap, F, then now we have 2 more parts to finish this section off. The next one is, again, these 2 chords, but now we go. So, this chord here is a D major 7. I'm playing it with the root note on the D string, or the 4th string, and that's it's this kind of staircase pattern that I really like, actually. It's 13, 12, 11, 10. It's easy to remember because you're just going one by one down. So 13th fret on the D string, 12th fret on the G string, 11th on the B string, and 10th on the high E string. You're going to go from that chord, the D major 7, back to the F major, which we just covered. So, and then the final part of this section, you're actually going to do the same thing that you did for the second part. So you're going to again do G7, C7 sus, and then that D7 sus back to D7. So, just to recap everything here, we have this. That happens 4 times, and then we go into this second section, which is F, D7 sus, D7, D major 7, F, back to D7 sus, D7. And then that all repeats kind of throughout the song. So if you go back and watch my acoustic cover, I pretty much don't play anything outside of what we just covered here. There is a bridge to this song and an outro that I did not include in my cover. I don't know exactly what the chords are for that. There's not really anything that resembles guitar happening there. But if anyone figures that out, let me know. But anyway, that's going to wrap things up for today's lesson. Thank you guys so much for watching. And again, as always, if you have requests for future covers or guitar lessons, let me know in the comment section.